Very good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Facebook page, Berani Bersama, with myself, Rashid Salleh, for Berani Bersama conversations right here at our page. As you know, just to give you a quick rundown, Berani Bersama is a community effort by Malaysian personalities and creative individuals, and we hope that this initiative will give us an opportunity to interact with the community and help elevate, boost morale for family and friends at home. This effort is also for us to share our knowledge, skills, and abilities via social media. Now, of course, Berani Bersama is an effort by MERCY Malaysia to help our frontliners to fund them for the COVID-19 pandemic fund. Of course, Berani Bersama Conversations will be speaking to these personalities for them to contribute to the cause for MERCY Malaysia. And of course, without further ado, I'd like to invite my guest for today at 4 o'clock. His name is Alif Yazid. He is a film producer and director. And you've got a really good thing that will be talking about, because, of course, we've been stuck here for more than eight weeks, and you've been experimenting, I hear.
Yes, I think this will be a very good time for independent filmmakers or the startup to just sort of explore their creativities using arts. It doesn't matter if it's a short films or paintings or musics or anything in that sort, because this might be the longest holiday that we all are gonna have ever.
Yeah, I know it is an enforced holiday, so to speak. Now, for the audience out there, tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into I suppose we call it the arts.
I studied before in international business in Indy College,
Right.
and then I transferred to Multimedia University. I took cinematic arts, and then I started working by myself by doing small commercials, and then I explored the short films kind of a market, and then I've had few short films myself. Basically that's how I started. It's just sort of like it's the urge of doing it.
What kind of short films were you interested in? What kind of films did you want to put out there and publish?
To me, a film or an artwork is a social responsibility. It's kind of a big public service announcement in a way. So I think I would like to have a film that give the audience sort of some sense of knowledge of life and society and a community. So me personally, I like war films or thriller that have a message to the audience, or like a pandemic catastrophe films like 2012 and such.
So this COVID-19 pandemic is perfect for you to be able to do either a short film. Have you had any ideas so far?
I've actually currently working on a short film. I'm collaborating with people from multiple areas, from local and also international. It's kind of, I have some people record some stuff over there and some people record some stuff over here, and I do it some myself too. So they'll send me all of their stuff, and I'll be editing it to make it a story, in a storyline in a way.
Right. Now let's get into the why we're here for Berani Bersama conversations. Now you're here to share your ideas about people who are stuck. Obviously, they're bored. Some people are frustrated. Some people are really don't know what to do. And you wanted to share some ideas. And during this MCO, what kind of content you wanted to share, like for people to be able to share content and those kind of things. So tell me what that's all about.
I think again, like I said just now, it's the perfect time for us to maybe self-reflect or writing some new ideas and old ideas that we already had in mind for the longest time. It's time for us to write it down and construct it. And then because the first few weeks, most of us are already having some maybe mental breakdown or anything because they are stuck at home. They feel like they're in a prison or something. But to be honest, it's again, it's a perfect time to write and explore at the back of our head and be creative. It doesn't matter if you're doing short films or any sort of writing. It's just art. Like, explore the other side that you have never been explored, because you have all the time in the world right now until
Mm.
it's lifted.
What kind of ideas have you had in these last 8 weeks, and what kind of ideas do you think? Uh, for example, I mean, if you were to help motivate someone, what kind of ideas should they have in trying to get the boredom off during this MCO?
I think every single individual, they should explore their their own, what who they are. Basically, if that sort of person likes maybe cars, for example, they just have to do something about it and explore it, maybe do some research about it. And like a car, maybe they can plan, if they have a own car, they can plan what they're going to do with the car, like maybe some modifications or a new paint job after this. So if you like to read books, maybe you can compile some ideas that you've read in some books, and maybe you want to try to write it out into another story and make it personal, like, yeah, like your own story. But then, like, at the same time, you can make it like it's Malaysians, because now we're talking about Malaysians. So it's more like exploring your own self, and put it out there as an art.
Oh, interesting. So, what kind of for yourself? What kind of themes did you come up with during these since March 18th, I suppose? What kind of themes have you been thinking about and trying to explore in terms of content?
For me, I'm trying to think of a way, like how is this gonna be in the future, because as we might understand, economically, the entertainment industry will slowly goes down, the one like events and cinemas. And how can people maybe do a production, because normally production have a lot of crews and they are very in a very close contact. I'm thinking of a way how to execute a production, like a short film or a film or a commercial, without having a large people on set. Like, it's how is it gonna be after this? Because it's gonna be a new norm. So I'm thinking of a story to make uh in accordance to this. Like, how can I work alone at home and can maybe produce or direct maybe 10 people outside of my area. Every single person would have to work individually from their own safe environment.
Mm, I mean, it's quite interesting because as we know, with production, you do have crews, you do have but now with social distancing, and for anyone right now, without having to find with no cure in sight, it's really hard. People are obviously a lot of crews, a lot of directors and film producers like yourself are wanting to create stuff, and these are the kind of things that you have to think. Is it now you have to think like independent filmmakers, where they're like very small crew, do a film? Are you going back to? Do you think we will go back to doing like those kind of short films, independent films again? Because we can't have the big numbers, we can't have big crews, we can't. Or if we do, one of the suggestions was get everyone in a hotel, they stay there, they work together, and then they go back together. Do you think that'll work, or do we, like I said, work as in very small independent crews?
I think we were gonna work in a very small independent cruise, and have our mind explore how big we can make it happen. So independent films for now is gonna be a thing for a while, until the cure is available, I think. So in terms of big productions, for in terms of big productions, I think they for now, since social distancing, it's very hard for them to work, especially the actors, because they have to be in a very close proximity of each other, and also some of the crews have to work like that as well, because this 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 pandemic is really hurting every single sector in the country, in the world.
Yeah, I can tell because it's hurting so much that you're actually being interviewed in the car.
Yeah.
All right,
Instead of somewhere else.
yes, instead of somewhere else, it could be doing it in like in a coffee shop or something. But as again, social distancing. Now, also from a film producer's POV, how do you think it will affect budgets going forward?
I think for now, a lot of investors, they're not looking to invest in the entertainment industry, because even if as we all know, the economy will be going through a recession after this, and I don't think in the near future entertainment will be much invested in, but there will be some people who are going to invest in this. But again, it will be a very small production, very like independent filmmakers, like you said just now. I think that's the only way this industry could stay afloat.
Now, of course, with the pandemic starting in March, and obviously with productions being halted and or cancelled or even postponed, we've seen the rise of things like esports,
Hmm.
gaming. Do you think that will be the next? There's a two-layer question to it. Do you think that will be the next entertainment for viewers? And two, we will see more animation instead of real life work being done.
Yes, I think so too. I think the animations industry will go up, but not in the near future, because like right now, since we don't have the cure, maybe a lot of, they call it so-called angel investors would go and invest to those other departments, like for now IT and pharmaceutical. But VR, gaming and all that, it will come first before the real life productions comes back again. Or
Right,
perhaps
right.
maybe some people really have the urge to do that, then it's a different story.
Well, there we go. I mean, there's always those other opportunities and different what we call income streams as well. Just very quickly, just to remind our viewers out there, of course, you are with me, Rashid, Salleh, also Alif Yazid, for Berani Bersama Conversations. This is an initiative by Berani Bersama. It's a community effort by Malaysian personalities and individuals to give us an opportunity to interact with the community, and also give us a chance for you to donate to the COVID-19 pandemic fund, which has been set up by MERCY Malaysia. Of course, you can also get more information and log on to our website at www.launchgood.com/Berani Bersama MY. Now back to our conversation. This is getting a bit more interesting because obviously, as you know, I've also been in the TV and film industry, and I've seen how it has affected a lot of people. Do you think the government needs to? We know the entertainment industry is also a big business, but do you think the government should give everyone a helping hand from the industry? What are your thoughts on that?
Are you talking about the artist request
I think
before,
as a
or in
holistic,
general?
in general, whether it's production, whether it's celebrity, I mean, actors, but as a whole.
As a whole, I think now, even though I'm from the same industry, I don't think now it's a good time for the government to do some stimulus package for arts or entertainments, because they are more important sector and industry for the government to focus on. But perhaps the government could help uh the industry, like online streaming content like Netflix or iFlix, because in the near future the cinemas won't be a go-to place anymore. So people would stream and watch movies and content or animations just right from their home. So in terms of that, I think telecommunications is important for the government to give the stimulus package or some sort of funds. It's better
Mm,
to equip the whole country with better internet connections and telecommunications, because like right now I'm back in my hometown in Malacca, and the
mm,
internet here is not that good. Sometimes I couldn't even stream anything.
right.
So I have to use my
Well,
mobile data.
well, because we got like I think almost the whole country is actually that's finally using fiber, and it's killing everyone. Wi-Fi rather, and it's really killing
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah, I suppose quickly before I ask you what the main bulk of this conversation is. What are you working on? You said you were editing some stuff. Um, is this something that's a personal project?
No, right before the lockdown, I was in charge of a team for a behind the scene for an Astro project. So now I'm currently in the post production for the making of for that movie. And I was actually supposed to shoot a films on the 18 March, on the day of the lockdown, for
Oh,
3 weeks. But then now it's postponed until I don't know when.
nice.
So we're working
All
on
feeling
rescheduling.
right,
Sorry?
right, right. No, no, you're all looking very sad. Still looking very sad.
It's just staying inside.
So they haven't come back to you to tell you what the dates are. Everyone's still waiting for the government to make a decision. Correct.
Yes, correct. And also, even if the government does make any decisions, we also think about the health for our crews and for the whole productions. Means we have to cut down the numbers for the crews and try to not make anything like shooting in public, and try to do everything in a small remote area lah, basically.
Mm-mm-mm. Um, Now, you're talking about we want to talk about this 3 minute challenge. Tell me about that.
Okay, I think now, since everyone is stuck at home, and most of us are doing nothing, even though they're doing work, but we have a lot of free time, because now we don't have some people who works like the 8 to 5. They don't have to go through traffics anymore, so we have more time. Then maybe we can think of some sort of a video, a 3 minutes video. It's like, it's not a challenge, but it's a 3 minutes video for Berani Bersama to raise funds. You can People can explore this and do either a vlog style or a documentary style or a short film style, uh, just to raise awareness for this pandemic thing. But it doesn't have to be like a narrative thing or directly for this pandemic. It can be
Mm,
a horror, like an example. Uh, while you're staying at home during MCO, there's a ghost hunting you from the house, or it could be an action 3 minutes short films where someone is trying to get into your house and you don't want people to get into your house because you're afraid they have COVID-19. Or you can do a vlog style, telling how your day and what you do, and give ideas to other people, like how are they going to kill time. Or maybe even a documentary style, if you have infos on how the economic is gonna grow after this, how is the MCO is gonna be lifted, like a small 3 minutes documentary. And at the end of this campaign, we're gonna compile everything and make it into one big uh documentary sort of video.
right. Where should they submit this to?
Okay, they they should upload this on their own personal platform, like YouTube or Vimeo or even Facebook, and then they should email the link to Berani Bersama at monarchcave.com. And by the end of the video, they should put the Bersama Berani Bersama logo before
Right.
before the video ends.
Okay. So you probably will come up with a sort of poster, and then they'll put up all this info for them
Yes.
to be able to yeah, we'll put that up on the thing. So what kind of things do you think will come out? I mean, for example, if just the top of my head, if I was to do a 3-minute a challenge, I'll probably do a 3-minute challenge on finding out what my 3-minute challenge is, and at the end of 3 minutes it goes, oh god, there's no challenge. But that was something I would do.
I see.
But then
So that's a
by the
vlog
time,
style. That's a vlog
yeah,
style.
yeah, by the end of the 3 minutes, they're like, oh, what was my challenge? I don't know. I've got to find another 3 minutes, and then it ends like that. What do you think? What would be, could you like give some ideas for the others? I know you mentioned some before, but you personally, what would you do as a 3-minute challenge film?
I think I might do the horror thing, because I think it could be just a scene with one person. Maybe I could just ask my family members to do it, and because they are so bored, their sleep schedule is out of the place, and maybe they couldn't sleep at night, and then they just sit uh right beside the bedroom window, and then they just uh see something out of nowhere, something like that.
Okay, and
I think that
then
should be easy enough to do.
so for guys who've never done these kind of things, what's the process of being able to? Now we're going to go to like a production 101, because there are people out there who say, "Oh, I want to do it," but they don't know how to start. And since I've got a film producer and director right next to me, so I might as well ask you the questions. If I was someone who's never done a film before, and I have a smartphone as my friend, and I want to shoot a film, what is the first step I need to do? What's the process?
The first step, like just now, you already mentioned it. It's about thinking what are we going to shoot, and once we have the idea, I think in a real production we have to break it down into structures and act. But for this one, we have 3 minutes. We can still implement like the first act, the beginning of the story, and then the middle and the end in maybe in 1 minute for each. So we should, I think the audience should write it down. What are they going to do in the first 1 minute, and then the second minute, and then the last 1 minute. Once they have write it down, they should visualize if it's going to be 1 minute long or maybe longer for the things that they write. Then
Mhm.
only they can start shoot. But they have to make sure that the talent that they're using are from the same house.
Yes. Yeah. So you're like limited to your talent.
Yeah, limited to the talent
Yeah, yeah.
and the space as
Okay.
well.
So once you've procured the story itself, you've written it down. So what's the next process then?
The next process is editing. Yeah, some people could do the one long take for, I mean, like for 3 minutes straight. It's just one shot. Or if they want to edit it, they could use softwares. I think there are free softwares available, or they could use a normal one. Like I think most of us are using iPhones or iPads. There's iMovie, that it's a very good software for them to use to edit very quickly, and then uh edit, and then they should upload it lah. It's a very simple
Okay,
upload process.
because for you and I, we know what simple is. For people who've never shot before, they'll be like, how do I shoot? Now we what kind of rules or advice that you should give for a first time user? For example, I would say whenever you're shooting, make sure that the light is not behind you, because when the light is behind you, then you get dark and you're shooting and when you're being shot. So those kind of things. So what are those little things that people need to know, or rather first time filmmakers or first
You mean
time,
you mean like tips?
yeah, the tips and advice from Alif
Okay.
Yazid.
Okay. Lighting is very important. You Before you shoot, you should get all of the lights that are available in your house. Uh, it could be a bedside table lamp, or a stand lamp, and make it as bright as possible. And then you turn it down one by one. Place your camera, and then look at the image if they have noise, like image noise, or is it very dark or very bright. And then you could slap on some colors on the lights if you have a blue plastic, then wrap your light in a blue plastic so that it could give you a blue lighting, or a green light, like that the garbage plastic is green. I've done that
Mm-hmm.
before. I just put it on a lights, and it turns the whole area into green,
That's very
and
creative.
people can mix and match. So lighting is very important. And second one is sound. If they have a lot of dialogues or
Mm.
very low dialogues, they just have to make sure everyone in the house to stay silent for a while they're shooting.
That's very hard because you're in the car, and that's the reason why you're in the car, because you
Even I
can't
have
have
to go
any
into the
silent
car.
moments. What other tips are there? Do you think that you should give someone, like lighting, audio? That's two things. So
I think lighting and audio, besides the story, lighting and audio. Other than that, is the talent directly, like their sister or their brother or their wife, or their parents. They have to um let them know their story. If they're directing it, they're doing it, means they're directing and producing it. So they have to talk to them about the story, make them believe the story, so that they could be in character. Even if they couldn't act, even if they couldn't act, they will feel the story, and maybe we can get something out of them.
and you know what it's like to try and get somebody to act when they don't want to.
Yes.
What's for you? What would you be your most ideal film to do? What kind of, what's your favorite, or rather, if you were given with the unlimited budget, um, what would be that film that you'd always want to do, or documentary or whatever?
For me personally, I love political films like Argo or something historical. Uh, I think if I've been given an unlimited budget, I would do something from a different era, like maybe from the 60s or the 30s. So we have all the money to spend on the set design, and make it look as it from the different era. Because to me, films is about bringing your audience into another world, into another area. So a lot of movies nowadays is all about shooting right in the middle of the city, in like, is the now. Why don't we have more movies from the past times, or the future? We do have, but it's not as much.
Hmm. Well,
And also,
yeah, go on.
something political, in a way that could teach the society about history, so that we are not doomed to repeat it in the future. As like an example, this pandemic thing, it happened to us before, and now it's happening again, because
Hmm.
people do not really learn about the past. So when they do not learn about the past, maybe we as a filmmakers, as a creative industry, we don't say much, like, we don't do our social responsibility. Because I think people can absorb more knowledge from a movie than from a documentary, or
Hmm.
from a talk. Because in movies, they're attached with the characters, with the world, means they can truly experience it. So if you can bring them to a past, that's something that they can learn to affect their lives right now, so that they can change their future. I think that's the kind of movie that I would like to make.
Wow, not many people would. I mean, you're one of very few that would love to do it. Usually, those are like those independent filmmakers, and those who love to do documentaries. Those are the guys who look at the historical aspects and trying to make it into a. But yeah, I mean, those kind of films are very, very interesting. Well, you know what? Of course, you've already talked about the 3 minute challenge. I just like to let the audience know that Yazid is challenging all you guys out there to do that 3 minute film challenge. Post it up, and then we'll have that poster out for you to be able to find where to submit that 3 minute challenge as part of our contribution to the Berani Bersama community as well. Of course, for those of you who'd like to contribute, please, for more information, do donate and log on to www.launchgood.com/Berani Bersama MY. Now, Alif, thank you very much for joining us. It's been really informative. Now that people know how to shoot, because they can watch this over and over again. Because a lot of people say, "Yeah, I know how to shoot," but then get to the stage and like, I don't know
they don't know what to do.
Exactly. So at least you've given them a good kickstart. But thank you very much for joining us, and hope you do well. I hope you be able to restart your project after the MCO.
Yes.
Hopefully. So. And
Hopefully.
not be too stuck in your car in Malacca.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And from all of us here at Berani Bersama Conversations, thank you very much. Do join us again later. We're going to have someone very special at 9 p.m. tonight. See you later. Bye.
Bye.